So, tell me something. Have you ever sat down to watch a movie, maybe on a rainy weekend, popcorn in your lap, just looking forward to a good couple of hours of entertainment? You scroll through the cast list, and you already know what you're in for. The usual stars. The same faces you've seen over and over again. You settle in, thinking you know exactly what kind of story you're about to see. And then, something happens. Someone new shows up on screen. Someone you don't recognize. You find yourself leaning forward. Your popcorn sits forgotten. You're not sure why, but your eyes just follow them. Every little thing they do feels alive. Every line they say sticks with you. You don't even know their name yet, but one thing's for sure, you're watching someone special. That's what audiences are saying right now about Antonia Desplat. And what makes her story even more fascinating? She's not just sharing the screen with Johnny Depp in his wild, unpredictable, absolutely over-the-top new film, she's actually stealing some of his thunder. And really, let's pause there. Think about what that means. Johnny Depp, the Johnny Depp, one of Hollywood's most magnetic performers, the kind of actor who can walk into a room, or even just appear in a single frame, and all eyes are on him. For years, he's been that kind of presence. And yet, here comes Antonia. Quiet. Confident. Poised. And by the end of the movie, people are leaving the theater whispering her name. Saying things like, "Who was that? She's amazing." Now you might be wondering, how is that even possible? How does someone go from being virtually unknown to standing shoulder to shoulder with one of the biggest stars in the world, and not just holding her own, but shining? Well, here's the thing about Hollywood. Every now and then, not often, but just enough to keep it magical. Someone comes along who feels completely different. Someone who doesn't feel manufactured. Someone who doesn't feel like they're trying too hard. Someone who just reminds you what acting is supposed to feel like. Honest. Real. Moving. And right now, that someone is Antonia Desplat. Now, don't feel bad if you didn't know her name until now. Most people hadn't. Even in the industry, she wasn't exactly a household name before this. And that's because she didn't just wake up one day and get handed fame. No, she earned it. She's been working for years, building her career one role at a time. Not chasing the biggest paychecks, not signing up for whatever franchise came her way. Instead, she took the kinds of parts that matter. Indie films. Stage roles. Characters with flaws, with depth, with real emotional weight. Those are the kinds of roles that show you what someone's really made of. That's what first caught people's attention about her. And apparently, that's exactly what caught Johnny Depp's attention too. See, when he was putting this movie together, Johnny wasn't looking for someone to just stand next to him and smile. He wanted someone who could match him. Someone who could hold their own against his wild, unpredictable, almost chaotic energy. Someone who could surprise him, even. And from what people on set have said, Antonia walked in, read for the role once, and that was it. He was sold. Just like that. One audition. Think about what kind of impression you'd have to make on someone like Johnny Depp, someone who's worked with the best of the best for decades, in just a single meeting. It almost doesn't seem possible, does it? But that's who she is. That's what she brings into the room. And since then, people who worked on set have said she was nothing short of magnetic. The kind of person who lights up a scene without even trying. And you have to understand, that's not easy when you're sharing the frame with Johnny Depp. But somehow, she made it look effortless. And you might be sitting there thinking, okay, but what is it about her? What's her secret? Why is she different? Well, part of it is just who she is. There's something so incredibly relatable about her. Sure, she can rock a red carpet like nobody's business, the photos of her at the premiere prove that, but even when she's all glammed up, she still comes across as grounded. As real. Crew members have talked about how she'd joke around between takes, help carry props, even record silly behind-the-scenes videos to share with her fans. She doesn't walk around like she's better than everyone else. She treats people like people. And honestly, in Hollywood, that's rare. Another thing that makes her different is her background. Before she ever stepped onto a film set, Antonia was a theater actress. She performed live, night after night, in classical plays. And if you've ever seen live theater, you know how brutal it can be. There are no second chances. No editors to fix your mistakes. No fancy CGI to distract the audience. Every night, you have to show up, fully present, fully committed. And that kind of experience shapes you. You can see it in her performances, that rawness, that honesty, it comes from years of live stage work. And here's an interesting little detail. Apparently, in Johnny's new movie, there's a huge twist. A moment when Antonia's character completely takes over the story. People who've seen early screenings say audiences are going to walk out of theaters saying, "Wait a second, wasn't this Johnny Depp's movie?" Because it feels like hers. That's the kind of impression she makes. And if you're someone who loves knowing what's next before everyone else, here's why you're going to be hearing her name a lot more very soon. First of all, her work ethic is unmatched. People on set have said she was always the first one there in the morning and the last one to leave at night. Even when it wasn't her scene being shot, she'd stay and help other actors rehearse their lines. Not because she wanted credit. Not because she thought it would make her look good. Just because she genuinely cares about the work. Then there's the fact that she insists on doing her own stunts whenever she can. Of course, there are limits, but she pushes herself as far as production will allow. Because she wants the audience to feel like what they're watching is real. And you can tell. When you see someone actually go through it themselves, it just feels more authentic. Oh, and here's something else. She's multilingual. She speaks fluent French and English, and she's currently learning Spanish. That alone opens up so many more opportunities for her. Not just in Hollywood, but internationally. She's not just a rising star here, she's poised to become a global star. And here's my little tip for you. If you're someone who loves being ahead of the curve, discovering new talent before everyone else is talking about them, then don't wait. Go see this movie as soon as you can. Because after this, everyone's going to want her. Everyone's going to be fighting to cast her. And tickets to anything she's in, they're going to get a whole lot harder to find. And now I want to ask you something. Just take a moment and think, what do you think makes a truly great actor? Is it raw talent? Is it charisma? Is it the willingness to take risks? Or maybe, it's something even deeper. Maybe it's about honesty. About being brave enough to show something real, even when it's messy. I'd really love to hear what you think. Leave your answer in the comments, I always enjoy reading what you have to say. And if you enjoyed getting to know Antonia today, then I promise you're going to love our deep dive into the other breakout stars of the year. There are some incredible stories you don't want to miss, so check out that video next. And before you go, if you liked what you heard today, do me a little favor. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. And of course, subscribe to the channel. It helps us more than you know, and it means we can keep bringing you more stories about the stars of tomorrow. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it. And just remember, sometimes, the best performances don't come from the people you expect. Sometimes they come from the quiet ones. The ones you don't see coming. I'll see you in the next one.